Okay.
What's next?
Hi folks, Steve here, back with What's Up New London. Got just a few reminders for you, a few things as we look ahead to the new year and into January. First off, I want to say I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. Hope you got to spend some time with friends and family and got what you were looking for under the tree this year. But remember, it's not what's under the tree, it's the folks around the tree that make Christmas special. The New London Public Library will be closed this Saturday, December 30th through Monday, January 1st. Decorations out the park, Christmas Tree Lane, those decorations will be up through January 2nd, so if you haven't been out there and checked them out, well, you need to do so before they take them down. I want to send special thanks out to the Inspire New London group, Clint Cherry, Scott Kidd, and all the others who did so much work setting those up and keeping them working throughout the holiday season for everyone's enjoyment. I also want to send out a tip of the hat to the New London Band Saxophone Quartet. They made the holiday season a little more merry for some of our most special citizens when they went around and performed at Windy Acres, the Laurels of New London, McDonald's, Golden Agers, and Grandma's Place. And I suppose to the younger folks, the 1980s seem like ancient history, while to some of us it seems like a couple of years ago or a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, if you're interested in New London history, the new 1980s History of New London's books are now available. Check out the New London Historical Society Facebook page for details on how to obtain those. And speaking of the library and looking ahead to next week as we start 2024, the New London Public Library has their January calendar posted on the website now, so check that out. Looking ahead to next week, on Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning will be story time, and then 3:30 on Tuesday afternoon will be the Teen Club will meet. On Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, they'll have the chapter book story time. This sounds interesting. On Thursday, something new I haven't seen before. At 6 p.m. on Thursday, they'll have Lego night. Sounds like a fun time. And then Friday, our Friday movie kit nights are back, so stop by the library for your movie kits. For information on any of those events, just contact the New London Public Library, and they'll be glad to let you know all the events and how to get involved. And here's some village news that I think is really exciting that maybe everyone's not aware of, but the Village of New London now has dedicated economic development services. I'm glad to say that Carol Knapp is now on board as the Village Economic Development Director. Carol brings with her a plethora of knowledge in economic development, not just from the municipal and government standpoint as far as attracting new businesses, but also in assisting new business startups. So if you're someone that's thinking about starting up a small business and have questions about business models, loans, grants, all the paperwork that goes into successfully launching a small business, she can help with that. Got lots of knowledge and information for that. You can reach Carol by calling up to the village office and following the prompts for economic development. There is an economic development tab on the village website. More to come there. She's just getting started. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot more coming out on economic development as we move through 2024. I know she's got great things planned and in the works. And if you see Carol around town, give her a big New London welcome. And again, I think this is great news and great for the future of New London. Next up, a little look back at some New London history and a visit with the spirit of New Year's past. Well, the history segments have always been quite popular, and since we're getting close to New Year's, I thought it'd be interesting to look back at the Red Book at some New Year's and years gone by. We start out in 1876, where it was remarked that it was 76 degrees on New Year's Day, and one old-timer at the time remarked that he could remember that it had been just the same some 50 years prior to that. I guess global warming's been around a little longer than we knew. In 1881, there was snow on the ground. The Red Book says it was a remarkably sunny day and that there were many graceful sleighs out on the roads that day. In 1884, some 200 guests assembled at the home of Mr. Healy to see just how comfortably warm and brilliantly lit it was. This was all due to the gas-making machine that he had installed and all the gas lamps. New Year's Eve of 1888 found the editor of the newspaper expressing regret that no longer did the ladies announce through the newspaper that they would keep open house certain hours on New Year's Day. In 1889, in place of New Year's resolutions, the businessmen expressed their wishes for the new year. Their wishes included an association that would protect them from swindlers, gongs at the railroad crossings, better railroad service, a new depot, a new railroad, a canning factory, 2 more factories, lower taxes, and a business boom. Wishes that are still pretty much applicable today. New Year's Eve of 1895 was spent in the usual manner with balls, dances, and masked parties, with 125 couples attending the masked dance at Peter Tompkins, including folks from as far away as Wellington, Sullivan, and Nova. The masked ball and dance in the town hall to open 1899 had 134 guests, with winners selected for best costume, most grotesque, and the best waltzers. New Year's Eve of 1900 found the Methodist Church holding a watch party, while the Congregational Church had a dinner and election of officers, and the Baptists had a social at William Barrett's, and Mr. Evan hosted a dance in the town hall enjoyed by 100 couples. It was also noted that the village population at the time was 1,100. New Year's Eve of 1902, there was a ball hosted by the Phillips Hotel with 4 gold watches awarded as prizes for the best costumes. By 1904, Mr. Tompkins' party had grown to 400 invitations for his New Year's Eve dance. In 1905, the baseball club held a masquerade ball New Year's Eve, and the Century Dancing Club held a program. Among the numbers, an up-to-date little dance number known as the Roosevelt Figure. New Year's Eve of 1910 marked the fulfillment of a dream of Miss Elizabeth McConnell. She gave New London a public library. Miss McConnell had worked for quite a while at the Cleveland Public Library and was finally able to convert 2 rooms of her home into New London's very first public library. In 1914, the Boosters Club gave a New Year's Eve dance with Robinson's Orchestra from Oberlin. Admission was 75 cents per couple and 25 cents for each additional lady. In 1922, the Commercial Club held a dance in Brunel's Hall on New Year's Eve with young folks home from college. About 50 couples attended. And 1927 kicked off with another mass dance at Brunel's Hall on New Year's Eve. And that's pretty much the extent of most of the references to New Year's Eve in the Red Book. I hope you enjoyed that little look back to days gone past. Certainly masquerade balls and masked balls were quite popular back in the day, and you can tell folks didn't have Netflix and everything else when the town population was half of what it is now, and 134 or 200 people would come out to a New Year's Eve dance. So times certainly have changed, although it seems like the weather's still going in cycles. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little look back at New London history. Well, folks, that's it for this episode of What's Up New London. I hope you enjoyed it. Got a little bit of news in there and a look back at some history. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you've got news items or public service announcements, anything you'd like to have included, be sure to let me know. Stay safe and have a happy new year.